Hmm. Hi, guys. I just do a whole reboot. Okay, sorry. I don't think technology likes me very much. We're almost there. There we go. Okay, everybody make it back in here. I think I'm missing a couple. I'll still wait for them because I had to reboot. Okay. Sorry. All right, I'm just gonna take roll again. Anthony, I can see you. Benisha, I can see you. Okay, Victoria. Wave your hand, there you are, okay. Athena, yeah, okay. Elise, did she make it back yet? No, not yet, okay. Right, Anna Martinez, I just saw you, there you are, okay. Samantha?
Here.
Okay, thank you. The other Anna, she's coming in right now, okay. The Susanna. Susanna. All right, Jasmine.
here.
H. Okay, there you are. Susanna, excuse me, Jasmine H. There you go, thank you. Okay, Sarah. Okay, Max.
I'm here.
There you go, thank you. Abby. That's sounding quiet in there. Abby? Nope, okay, Jocelyn. There you are, okay. Shakur? Not yet.
Here.
Oh, there you are, okay, thank you. Adriana? There you are, okay. All right. Elise, did I get you?
Alicia,
Nope.
you have to call my name.
Who are you, hun?
Alicia.
Okay, I think I got you. Alicia,
Okay.
hold on. I think I have you here. Jordan, right? Yeah, I got yours.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good. Anybody else? Oh, there's Elise right now. The one I'm calling. Okay,
Miss
that should
Katie,
be
I
everybody
believe
back.
you got Eva.
Ava, okay, thank you.
Me too.
Okay.
Lena.
Lena?
Lena.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, Lena. Okay. Everybody else been called? I think that covered all of them in there. Okay, I'm still trying to bring up my lesson. So hold on again, I'm gonna go through the whole screen again. Okay. It's like, all right. It's moving. I keep hearing all these kits out there. I'm like, yay. We so want to have our kits. Okay. Come on. How long is it going to take? All right. Let's go. There we go. Okay. It's spinning. Okay, I'm just gonna wait until it finally shows up and then I'll add you. Okay, who's in the chat? There you go. Okay. Okay. Anthony, what are you sending me something? Okay. It just has your name up there. I don't know why it's acting crazy. Okay, let me see if I can save that or share the screen yet. Okay. change for me here. It's spinning. It's so much easier to use the new one now. All you have to do is put in the chapter. It's like so many jumps to get to that one chapter. I was going to ask if you saw the same thing that I see when I pull up mine, but you don't, because you guys put it in by chapter, like 4.1, 4.2, or something like that. So you get to see everything else. There's Abby. All right. Let's do this again. If you're looking for their third bubble, I can read that to you right now while we're waiting to get their other pages up. You're going to put in there, rush to the power box and turn off all the circuit breakers. So that's the third bubble. Rush to the power box and turn off all the circuit breakers. Mhm. Do, 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 do. And it's showing up finally. So you had, for the first one was knock the person out of the circuit by using an insulator, broom, plastic pail, etc., right? Then you had unplug the appliance using an insulator to avoid the circuit. And then your third one was going to be rush to the power box and turn off all the circuit breakers. Okay, let's get to the right page here. I don't have to worry about this. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see what comes up. There we go. At least I found the right page. Okay, so those are the three bubbles you have on your worksheet or your study guide. Okay. Did everyone get those in there? Okay, just let me know if you still need those up on the screen, because I can move it to the next page now. Yeah. What the? There you are. Have you guys ever watched this on like YouTube? Watch one of these? Do you know how it moves around the classroom? The pictures of each one of you as students. It's not just the teacher on there. It moves around the room. Can you even hear me? Okay, just checking. Everybody looks frozen. All right. So we should have little shock for local shock, right? LL is just a way to help you remember it, okay? So a local shock is when electricity passes through a small part of your body. Think of little, okay? So you have 4 little check marks, right? Okay, I'm gonna give you all 4 of them here. All right, the very first one is to immerse, burn in cool water immediately. That's the first one.
Can you repeat that?
It's immerse the burn in cool water immediately. This one's actually where the little bullet is. It's on the screen. And then the second one is going to be, if severe, basically it's the same thing on the second one. If severe, take to hospital. Shortens it a little bit, okay? So if severe, take to the hospital. Okay, the third one, if it's minor, keep it immersed in cool water until the swelling stops, okay? So if it's a minor burn, okay, keep it immersed in cool water until the swelling stops. Okay. And then the fourth one is to blot dry. And it says to apply an antiseptic cream, but we just put cold water on it. Just cool towel, that's all you're gonna do. Blot it dry and let it air. Okay, so you have immerse the burn in cool water immediately. If severe, take it to the hospital. If minor, keep immersed in cold water until the swelling stops. And the last one is to blot dry. Okay, that's all we're gonna put on that one. Everybody got that? All right, your general shock, okay, is when the electricity passes through the nervous system. So that means the entire body. So think of giant, GG, okay? And this one is going to be 1, okay? It says break the circuit before touching that person. Okay. 2 is going to be dial 911, which is on the screen. And 3 would have been to start CPR and continue until emergency team arrives. So all 3 of those bullets happen to be on the screen for you. Okay, so you should have first, right? And then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So then for first, we write what
Break the
we,
circuit and dial 911. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then it's CPR. Okay. I don't know why it doesn't, and it's not the same. Okay, it should be the same that you have in your book. There you go, a whole lot easier. Okay, so to remember this again, all right, little starts with an L, so does local, and it means a small area. Okay, general shock is a giant one because it goes through the entire body. Okay, you can actually electrocute yourself, so you don't want to do that one. GG. All right, just ways to help you remember it. Okay,
I'm still,
I'm sorry.
never mind, it's fine.
Okay, the electrical fire, okay, and it says, remember, no water, right? Okay, so you have 2 bullets on the right-hand side, and the first bullet's going to be turn off the circuit, because it already has the do not, put water on it on the left-hand side. So it's turn off the circuit. And the second one would be to smother the fire with a rug, a towel, powder, or use a fire extinguisher. Anybody ever had to use fire extinguisher? No? You're lucky. You're really lucky. Okay, so this should be review now. All right, you still need this on the screen? Okay. Going to move it down. So know your equipment, right? No. Okay. The 3 types of electrically powered equipment typically used in the salon, excuse me, are thermal, mechanical, and combination. Okay. Thermal is used to generate the heat. Mechanical has a motor, and the combination will generate heat and produce a flow of air, like as a blow dryer. It's not flashing for you, right?
Did you hear? Yeah, I'm hearing.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. And it's not flashing for you, so I'm trying to get through the questions. All right, let me go back up here to this last one because it's just like jumping. All right. So true or false? Materials that best transport electricity are called conductors. True. Okay. Materials that do not allow the current to pass through it are called prisms. False.
False.
Yes. Okay. The unit of electrical strength is called an amp.
True.
The unit of electric pressure is called an ohm.
False.
False. Okay, what's an ohm? Anybody remember?
It's the. Do I have to?
Yeah, there you go. Resistance. Yep, at least you remember that part of it, huh? All right, the two forms of electrical current are
Wait,
A.
what was number four?
A, it's which one? It's
No,
A, AC/DC, right? Alternating current and direct current.
what was number four?
4 was, let me see, I'm trying to go back here. Okay, it was false. Mhm. Okay. All right. So number 5, we went through this, was AC/DC, which is A. The name for the measure of how much electrical energy is being used is called
What?
watt. Yep, it's watt. Okay. All right. A reusable safety device that breaks the flow of current when an overload occurs is known as a
Circuit
circuit breaker. Yeah. Okay, a shock that passes through a small part of the body is called
Local.
local
Shock?
shock. Yes. Christian, all right. Sorry, letting him in. Okay, let's move in. These are our answers again, right? Conductors move electricity. Okay. Insulators is actually what that second one was. They do not allow it to pass through. Unit of electrical strength was true. Number 4 was false. Going through this one by one. Okay, 5 was AC/DC, and 6 was watt. No, I don't, there we go. Okay, 7. The reusable device is known as a circuit breaker, and a shock to a small part of the body is going to be a local shock. No idea what I'm looking for here. Vocabulary of electricity. Okay. Electricity is a form of energy that produces heat, magnetic and chemical changes, or light, excuse me, light, heat, and magnetic and chemical changes. All right. Electrical current is the movement of electricity along a path called a conductor. Load is the technical name for any electrically powered appliance. And conductor is a material that allows the electricity to flow through it easily. Okay. You have no idea, I'm looking at a screen that's flashing. Again, I'm just going through this. All right, insulator is a material that does not allow the current to flow through it. An amp is a unit of electrical strength. Think of a stereo. Okay, those people that sat out the parking lot and like bam, bam, bam with their stereos, okay. Volt is a unit of electrical pressure, and ohm is a unit of electrical resistance. Watt is the measure of how much electrical energy is being used. Let's just review here. Electric current, okay, exists in 2 forms, AC, alternating current, and direct current. Okay. Safety measures. Safety devices installed in many appliances or buildings, excuse me, because of the possibility of an overload or a short circuit. Okay. Oh, good Lord. We'll get back here. I think that might be the end of it. Okay, let me hit stop here. Hi, you're back. That program worked like crazy. It did not work. All right. Any questions so far on 4.1? None whatsoever?
I don't think so.
Okay. This next part of it, which is electricity and cosmetology, which is 4.2. Okay, I'm actually gonna have to start up the video, so you're gonna have to give me a minute on here. So you got like 2-3 minutes while you're waiting for me. Okay, I'm gonna close this down because it's actually giving me a headache. Okay. Let's see if we can get 4.2 brought up for you. It starts with the effects of electric current, right?
Yes.
All right. If you guys have your sheets in there, I'm going to actually talk through this. So I don't have to bring this up just now because it's acting crazy.
Barely gonna get it.
Huh?
I'm gonna print it out right now.
Oh, who said that?
Anna?
Okay. All right. I don't know why this program is doing it. Okay. So we're going to go through heating, okay? Since I can tell you what you have to put in there instead of bringing up the slides right now until I can actually get the new program working properly. I was trying to do that before class, but it just didn't work out in time. Sorry. Okay, heating. You're going to write in there more resistance equals more heat, okay? That's at the top of that bubble. More resistance equals more heat. Okay. And right below that, you're going to put in there, heating elements heat up when current flows through it, okay? Heating elements heat up when current flows through it. Okay. Much easier to use this. Only got 20 minutes left of this class anyways, gotta go get your test questions. All right, so it says more resistance equals more heat, okay? And heating elements heat up when current flows through it. All right. The second part is this mechanical or magnetic, and I want you to write in there, it's a push-pull effect that causes the motor to turn, okay? It's a push-pull effect that causes the motor to turn. Okay. You ready for electrochemical? Okay. Electric current travels through a water-based solution. Okay. Electric current travels through a water-based solution. Okay, to produce relaxing or stimulating effects. Okay. To produce relaxing or stimulating effects. So I'll read the whole thing again. It is electric current travels through a water-based solution to produce relaxing or stimulating effects. Basically, they're talking about galvanic facials.
Sorry, could you maybe repeat the first two? I was just trying to.
They're under heating, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Heating was more resistance equals more heat. And the second one was heating elements heat up when current flows through it, excuse me. So heating elements heat up when current flows through it. Okay, and that could be basically a blow dryer, right? There's your heat. Okay. All right, so did everyone get electrochemical in there? Right, okay. So we're gonna go down to electrotherapy, okay? And this is the application of special currents, okay? The application of special currents. And in brackets, I want you to write modalities because modalities means special currents, okay? So you don't not know what modalities mean because that's exactly what it's asking you in the test question is what is the modality? And it means special currents, okay?
Can you
So
repeat
it's,
that?
excuse me?
Can you repeat that again?
Application of special currents. And then in brackets, you're going to write modalities, okay? That have certain effects on the skin. That's the application of special currents, brackets, modalities, okay, that have certain effects on the skin. So if we were using a dermal light on as a facial, right? That light's going to have some effect on the skin, right? If I was going to use high frequency, which is like our magnetic, that would have certain effects on the skin, right? If I was going to use galvanic, it's going to be certain effects on the skin. That's what they're talking about, all right? So you understand. So it's the application of special currents, modalities that have certain effects on the skin. Okay, your next one is an electrode, okay? And I'm going to give you this book definition, then I'm going to explain it, okay? It's a safe contact point, okay? A safe contact point through which the current can pass to the client, okay? A safe contact point through which current can pass to the client. Right, and the way I like to explain this is I cannot put my client up to this outlet, okay, because I want to use an electric equipment on it. So I can't put her up to the outlet. So I need something to get that current from the outlet to my client's face or wherever I'm going to be working, right? So that's what my electrode is doing. It's using the electrode to get the current to the client's face safely. Does that make
Can you
sense?
repeat that again for me, please?
Yeah, it's a safe contact point, okay, through which a current can pass to the client, safely to the client anyways. So I was trying to get you to understand, in galvanic, they have electrodes. In high frequency, has everybody seen what a high frequency unit is? Those glass electrodes? Okay, the ones you can use the rake for your head and the other parts for like a pimple, right? Okay, so they have glass electrodes. Well, galvanic has metal electrodes, okay? And I'm using those electrodes to do something to the client's face, in other words, okay? So the electrode is that tool I get current to her face safely. Does that help explain it? Okay. All right, here's the galvanic part. You guys are gonna be kind of impressed on this one, all right? The very first check mark you're going to write in there, it's the oldest form of electrotherapy, okay? The oldest form of electrotherapy.
Of therapy?
Electrotherapy. Okay. Right, and then you're going to write in the second check mark, appliance is necessary. An appliance is necessary to convert AC to DC. Okay. An appliance is necessary to convert AC to DC. And you're asking yourself, what do you mean by that, right? Okay, because galvanic is direct current, all right? So your next little check mark, you're going to write in there, direct current, low volt, high amp, okay? Direct current, low volt, high amp. Okay, it's basically telling you what type of a machine it's using. Okay, everything else that we use is pretty much an alternating current. Okay, your blow dryers, your curling iron, all that kind of stuff is all alternating because we're can get into the outlet, right? Well, the galvanic, you're still using the outlet, but it has an internal device, that appliance, it switches it over because the machine itself is a direct current. It's not an alternating by itself. Okay, that's what they're talking about. All right, the next check mark down, it's going to be chemical effects are caused. Okay, chemical effects are caused by passing through an acid or alkaline. Okay, by passing through an acid or alkaline solution and then passing that current onto the body. Okay. So chemical effects are caused by passing current through an acid or alkaline solution and passing the current through the body. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the reason why this was the oldest form of electrotherapy. They used to use this for bleaching of the skin. Okay, right now, you know that we use skincare products to actually lighten the skin, say from being out in the sun and causing hyperpigmentation, right? Those little brown spots and people want to lighten them up. Okay, so they would use bleaching creams now because they've made them. They're much better than they were, 100 years ago. But back then they used electricity and they would take an orange Okay, and it sounds kind of crazy, but it was true. Instead of, here's where the seed, I guess the top, the stem comes from the orange. You're gonna cut it across like this. You're gonna stick a metal electrode through that orange. And so the meat part of that orange is going to be placed onto the skin, and they're gonna turn the current on, and they're gonna move it around the face for that orange. And so the orange from the citric acid in there actually lightened the skin, and they use the electricity to push it further down into the skin to lighten it. Kind of a cool little thing, because most people would sit there and go, ah, orange would work. What about a lemon, right? Well, lemon is like 2.0 on the pH scale, okay? And so we're only allowed to go down to 3.0, okay? Our skin is 4.5 to 5.5. We can lower, okay, the acid down to 3, but we can't go down to a 2. At that point, you're in basically what they call the physician's area, okay? It's not where a beautician, you know, a cosmetologist can actually work. But that was the reason why they used it. I'm like, that's a cool little idea, because right now we just have creams, right? Doctor give you a little bleaching cream, mix it up with a little bit of retin-A on the face, and boom, start lightening all those little freckles and things. Okay, so where it says phoresis and bleaching, excuse me, you're going to put in there, because phoresis is a general term, because you're going to hear anaphoresis and cataphoresis. But phoresis by itself means forcing an acid or an alkaline into the skin by using electricity, okay? It's forcing an acid or an alkaline into the skin by using electricity. So it's a general term. I want you to get familiar with that general term, because you will have to break down the anaphoresis and cataphoresis in here. Okay. This phoresis part where it says bleaching is the most typical application of galvanic current. Right now, we use galvanic current for deep pore cleansing for someone that has acne, okay? All right. So has everyone got that last part in their book or their handout? Okay, so turn the page, okay, and you should be at, excuse me, anaphoresis and cataphoresis, okay? All right, anaphoresis means using the negative pole of galvanic current, okay? That's what you're gonna write, using the negative pole of galvanic current. Okay. And you can write in little brackets in there, okay? Disincrustation, that's a long word, D-E-S, and then crustation, C-R-U-S-T-A-T-I-O-N, okay? Solution. All right, your cataphoresis is using the positive pole of galvanic current, okay? And this one's usually working kind of like a toner. Put that in little brackets, okay? The way I like to explain this to you, so it doesn't sound as confusing as it really is, it's not. When we give a facial, we do a cleansing, right, to soften the skin, and then we tone it, right, towards the end, correct? Cleanse and tone, think about it, all right? Anaphoresis and cataphoresis is doing the same thing. It's cleansing but softening the skin in the anaphoresis, okay? And the cataphoresis is closing it back down, okay, after you've cleaned out the blackheads. So you'll soften it with the negative, and then you'll close it back down with a positive, okay? Because you're bringing it back down. You raise the pH when you're using the negative, because you're using some type of alkaline solution. And when you're finished doing extraction removal, then you're going to use the positive afterwards to close it back down. So just think of it as cleansing and toning, but with electricity now. That's the easiest way to remember that, okay? So let's break down the little bubble on there, okay? So anaphoresis, it says negative pole, it's got a little minus there. Sometimes it might say an N on the machine, okay? And it might be black, all right? But the first one you're going to put in there, it produces an alkaline reaction, okay? Produces an alkaline reaction. Okay. The second one is to increase the blood flow. Increase blood flow. Right. The third one is to soften the tissue. Okay, we want it soft so we can remove that blackhead. Okay. And the last one is to stimulate the nerves, okay? What it's doing is opening up everything, all right? So it's easier to get in and remove the blackhead, okay? Then you're gonna go to the cataphoresis. Well, everything that was on the anaphoresis, we're gonna do the opposite on the cataphoresis because we're gonna close it down. So your first one is going to be produces an acidic reaction, okay? Produces an acidic reaction. All right, second one is going to slow the blood flow, okay? Slow the blood flow. Third one is to harden the tissue, because we softened before, we're gonna harden the tissue now, we're closing it back up. And then your last one is to soothe the nerves, calming it down, okay? Trying to return it back to its normal pH. So to not make it really hard for you, it's just basically cleansing so that you can soften the skin and remove the blackheads, and then to close it back down so that they're finished with the end of the facial. So basically that galvanic facial is what they call a deep core cleanse. It's a really deep cleanse and to remove extractions. Okay, so it says galvanic current electrotherapy. Okay, you're going to write in there the active electrode, okay, is applied to the client's face. Okay, active electrode is applied to the client's face. Okay, the inactive electrode is held by the client. Okay. The inactive electrode is held by the client. So she'll be holding something that looks like a stick, okay? All right, the other one's going to be applied to her face by you, okay? I want you to add into that area, okay? Both the active and inactive electrodes, okay, should be wrapped in wet or moist cotton, okay? Both the inactive and active electrodes should be wrapped in moist cotton. Okay, so we want these electrodes to work, correct, right? And what happens when you have water next to electricity, right? It's going to give it a little shock. So that's what we're using as our conductor through this whole thing, all right? So usually the end of the one that we're using to put onto the client usually has that disencrustation solution, which is a mixture of baking soda and distilled water, okay? And what it does with electricity is it softens the follicle wall. But sometimes when we get these blackheads that are on our nose for like ever, okay, you try to wiggle them out and nothing comes out because it's like dried sebum and it lays against the wall of the follicle. When we use this solution, it works like a tornado in there when electricity goes to it, and it softens everything on the wall and pushes it out. So now I can just wiggle it and it'll come out. Where before it was just stuck and dried to the inside of the wall. This is what happens when we're using the electricity. So it's kind of cool that it actually works. I've seen when we do it on a client, if we go like this, her nose just starts squirting out all the sebum. It's kind of gross, but it's kind of cool because you're like, wow, I couldn't even do that with my fingers, but now it just pops out when I move her nose like this. It just comes right out. Kind of neat. The girls are like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, right? You don't just sit there fighting it, trying to get it all out. It works nice. But then again, the client has to be a candidate for electricity, right? She can't be pregnant. She can't have a pacemaker. She can't have, heart problems or high blood pressure. You have to follow all of those, the precautions that you need for using electricity on a client. But it's kind of neat. All right, so did everybody get all of that in there? The active electrode is held, or excuse me, is applied to the client. The inactive, the client holds, right? Both inactive and active electrodes should be wrapped in moist, wet cotton, okay? We're gonna move on to iontophoresis, okay? And let me tell you what this one is. This sounds kind of funny. It says introduces water-soluble products into the skin, okay? And in your book, it says disincrustation. And so iontophoresis is not the same thing as disincrustation. That would have been our anaphoresis, okay? Just so that you know. I'm gonna explain what iontophoresis actually means, all right? When we're doing a galvanic facial, we're using the negative to soften up someone that has blackheads because we're trying to remove them, right? And then we are closing it back down. When you're doing iontophoresis, you're actually pushing nutrients into the skin for somebody that has dry skin this time, okay? And instead of using a negative or positive first, you're just going to use a heat mask, okay? Because heat warms up the tissue, right? It softens it and opens it up. So we're going to use a heat mask to open it up, but then when we're finished introducing these solutions to nourish that skin, we're going to close it back down. So the second treatment would be the positive at cataphoresis, okay? So in dry skin, it's going to be iontophoresis, which would be the heat mask first, and then cataphoresis, okay? In somebody that has oily or acneic skin, it's going to be the anaphoresis first, which is the negative, and then the cataphoresis following. So you have to remember cataphoresis is always going to be the second step because it's toning, it's closing it back down. That's why I explained it a little bit better than that, you know, closing and opening, and you understand it a little bit better than the way the book does inside there. Because everybody's like, I don't understand this whole thing. And I'm like, it's really not hard if you think of it as like opening and closing and that's it, okay? It's really a lot easier. It's just showing you dry skin and oily skin, all right? So your iontophoresis would be used on drier skin as compared to the deep pore cleanse for the galvanic, okay?
What do you want us to?
For
Where-
iontophoresis, you're just going to put in there, it introduces a water-soluble substance or product into the skin. Okay? Because your book doesn't really go into detail about how that procedure is used. It does, however, go into the galvanic, which is your anaphoresis and cataphoresis, meaning it's using solutions with negative and positive polarity. Okay. And when you're doing iontophoresis, you're only going to be using the positive polarity at the end of the treatment to close it down. That's all. Okay. You won't use the negative at all. I hope I made that easier to, to understand.
Can you
Okay.
repeat that one? Introduces a water.
Soluble solution or product into the skin. So at this point, we're nourishing the skin, okay? We're adding ingredients that the client needs because it's dry. Does that help? Okay. Ferratic, okay? I want you to write in there, it's an alternating current that produces a mechanical effect, okay? Alternating current that produces a mechanical effect. It's going to stimulate nerve and muscle tone, or muscle tissue, sorry. Stimulate nerve and muscle tissue. Okay, it's going to improve muscle tone. Stimulate hair growth. And improve blood circulation. Okay.
What was the last part?
Improve blood circulation.
Okay, thank you.
Let me let you in on a little secret as far as electricity. I think we all understand what a plug is and an outlet, right? We know that part about the electricity, right? What they're going to want to ask you as far as electricity in State Board is what is the 4 pieces of equipment that we can use in our industry, okay? And actually there's only 2 if you think about it, but there are 4, okay? There's galvanic, there's high frequency, ferratic, and sinusoidal. Those last 2, ferratic and sinusoidal, cannot be used in the state of California because they cause a muscle contraction, okay? I don't know if you've ever seen it. I know you've heard about it. They put these little electrodes on your stomach and you could be watching TV and it's like making your stomach do 500 sit-ups while you're watching TV and eating that, you know, chocolate chip ice cream or whatever. But anyways, it does the exercising for you. It was intended to be used for people that were bedridden for long periods of time, okay, in the medical field, to stimulate their muscles so they didn't atrophy, meaning they got stiff and kind of curled up. So that's what they're used for. So we can't use them in the state of California as a cosmetologist or an esthetician. You know, other states may let them use them, but we can't. Now, sinusoidal does the same thing, but it's a lot deeper, okay? Deeper penetration. I know this sounds, and greater stimulation. That's exactly what you're going to put in that sinusoidal part, okay? It's an alternating current with a mechanical effect, just like the first one. Okay, but it penetrates deeper and has greater stimulation on the skin. So if I use this type of a machine on a client, she's actually going to show, her face is going to be toned a lot better, tightened up a little bit for a couple of days. It's not permanent, but it's going to do some really miraculous work to the, and because it causes a muscle contraction, that's why we can't use it in the state of California. So again, they want to know what are the 4 pieces of electric equipment that we can use, all right? And those would be the 4, all right? Then they're going to ask you which one is electrochemical effects. Okay, that's one of the other questions they're going to ask you. Okay, galvanic is the only one that has electricity and chemicals in it. So anytime you see a question that asks you about electricity and chemicals, it's always going to be galvanic as the answer, always. Okay, I'm trying to make this easy for you, okay? All right, then they're going to ask you which, go ahead.
Can you repeat the part? It penetrates deeper and has.
And greater stimulation. That was the end of it. Okay. Okay, so in our books, okay, that galvanic was used for oily skin, right? That's what I was explaining to you, right? All right, high frequency now is going to have what's known as a thermal or germicidal effect, okay? Depending on what you're treating. If you're going to treat oily skin, okay, you're going to apply it directly to the skin to dry up that pimple. If she has dry skin, I'm going to use the thermal action on it. The client's going to be holding it, and I'm actually going to give her a massage, and the heat's going to be generated through my fingertips and the electricity. Okay, it's kind of a strange feeling because it's coming, the electricity is actually coming through your fingertips. So, you'll never probably do this tapping part because she would be shocked every time I lifted my finger up, but you would do a friction movement, okay, as a part of a massage for her. Okay. So usually the questions are going to read like this. Germicidal and thermal are going to be high frequency, okay? And then electrochemical is always going to be galvanic. All right. Ferratic is going to be muscle tone, right? Okay, muscle tone, and it's a mechanical effect. All right. And then sinusoidal is going to be a mechanical effect, but deeper than ferratic. Okay, those are the best examples of what they're going to ask you as far as questioning on that. Okay, because high frequency can be used on either dry or oily, depending on its application. When they say application, that means how you got it to their face. Okay, so if I directly put it on, I'm going to treat oily. If the client's going to be holding it in her hands, it's going to be treating dry. Okay, so that's what they mean by depending on her application or your application to the client. All right, how do you get it to her face? How are you treating it? All right, those are the only questions they're going to be asking you about electricity. So I'm trying to make it kind of easy and to remember. All right, now all of them are alternating currents except for one. Which one? Galvanic, remember, it's direct current, low voltage, high amperage. Okay. So remember that, because that's one of the questions they'll ask. Which one is direct current, low volt, high amp? Okay. All right, let's just move to Tesla, and then I'm going to actually give you a break, okay? All right, Tesla is also known as, okay, and it has a couple of different names. It's also known as high frequency current. And it's also known as the violet ray. Okay, put that in brackets. The reason why it's called the violet ray, because I want you not to confuse it with ultraviolet, okay? It's violet because there's a light that goes through it that might be lavender, like a purple light, okay? That's where they get the term violet ray, all right? Now listen to its definition. It's an alternating current producing different voltages to produce heat, okay? Here's where you get your thermal action, okay? So it's alternating current, excuse me, different voltages produce heat, okay? Okay, and it's also a germicidal, which is killing the bacteria when I'm using it on that oily skin, right? There's where you get germicidal and thermal actions. Does that make sense to you guys? I know it's like hard and you're like, oh my God, I'm never gonna get this part, but you are. Electricity is pretty easy if you just know what they do, what each machine does, okay? All right, I'm gonna give you a break, and when you come back, we're gonna go through the test review, okay? Okay, so let me see you back here at 150, okay? 150? All right, I'll see you back here at 150.
Miss Jenny, can you
Uh-huh.
repeat to me again, germicidal and?
Oh, okay, the germicidal end is when it's killing bacteria. Like we use it to kill like the bacteria from breakouts.
Yeah,
That's what it means. So germicidal means to kill the bacteria, and thermal action means to generate that heat for like dry skin, because heat actually helps them produce oil.
thermal action. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I'll see you back here. What was that? Tuesday. Okay. I really leave that in there. And my attendance sheet, so I can go through calling everyone. That's weird, okay. Elise, did she leave already? Okay, I don't know if that was today or like before. I thought it was before. Everyone back? I don't see everyone. Okay, still have Samantha, Ava, Abby, Adriana. Who else? Well, there's Ava. Okay. Abby's coming on. Okay, Adriana's coming on. Samantha. Okay. Okay, here's roll call again. Get this out of the way. Anthony, got you. Benicia, got you. Victoria D. Wave your hand. There you are. Okay. Athena, let me see that face, girl.
I'm here.
Okay. Elise, she must have, okay. Anna Martinez, gotcha. All right. Samantha H. Yep. Okay. Anna, there you are. Okay. Jasmine Hammond. Oh, look at that. They're in the waiting room. No, she's not. Okay. Where are you, Jasmine?
Here.
Okay, thank you. All right, Alicia Jordan, is that right? Okay. She's still, no? Okay, Sarah. No, Sarah? Okay. Abby?
Here.
Where are you? Wave your hand so I can see you. I don't see you. Wave your hand again. There you are. Okay. All right. Lena, you here? There you go. Okay. Shakur, you still with me? There you are.
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Thank you. Ava.
You're welcome.
Ava, are you here? Okay. There you are. Okay. Jocelyn. Okay. Max.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Oh, where are you? Wave your hand. Wait until I get everyone. Okay. Yeah, Adriana. There you are. Okay. Can I call everyone? Okay, Susanna. Yeah. Okay. There you are. All right. Sorry about that. Is that the only one that I forgot to call? Okay. All right.
You didn't call me.
Oh, Isabella. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. All right. So here's the first question. I was going to say, here's the first question. Oh, okay. Are you ready, Anthony? You're going to be the first one on this list. Then I'm going to Anna Martinez. Okay. The two subsystems of the circulatory system are the lymph-vascular system and the cardiac system, the lymph system, the cardiovascular system, or the pericardium system.
Shoot, I don't know, pericardium.
Okay, how about cardiovascular? It said lymph vascular system and something else, so it's going to be cardiovascular. Okay. All right. It's good. It's been a while, so it's not, we didn't get any trying to do anyone yesterday's practice because the computer was going crazy. All right, Anna Martinez, this one's going to be for you. Okay. What part of the muscle applies to the midsection of the muscle between two attached sections? Is it the origin, the belly, the insertion, or the cardiac?
Oh my gosh. Can you repeat that again?
What part of the muscle applies to the midsection of the muscle between the two attached sections? Okay, so remember we always go insertion to origin, right? So it's not those two, all right? Okay, so there was 3 parts of it. Remember me telling you what those 3 parts were?
Trying to.
Okay, here's your choices. The origin, the belly, the insertion, or the cardiac.
The belly?
It's the belly. Okay, Lena, this one's for you. Okay, the entire process of the blood traveling from the heart through the body and back to the heart, okay, is called vein circulation, local circulation, arterial circulation, or general circulation.
General
Just-
circulation?
Yep, it's general, because we never heard any of those. I don't remember saying any of those other words but general. And that's when we were going through the path of the blood going through our entire body. Okay, Vanisha, this one's for you. Okay. The upper chambers of the heart include the extensor, the right ventricle, the left ventricle, or the left and right atrium.
Can you repeat the answers again, please?
The extensor, the right ventricle, the left ventricle, or the left and right atrium.
The left and right atrium.
Yes, good. Okay, Adriana, this one's for you. Okay. Muscles affected by massage are generally manipulated from the insertion attachment to what?
Origin.
Yes. Good. All right, Isabella, this one's for you. Okay. What is the function of the white blood cells?
The what?
The white blood cells?
No, I couldn't understand the
I said,
question.
what is the function of the white blood cells?
Immunity.
Okay, so you have carry oxygen, clot the blood, fight bacteria, or regulate the heart.
Fight bacteria.
Yes, good. Okay, Jocelyn, this one's for you, okay? The lower chambers of the heart include the left atrium, the right atrium, the left and right ventricle, or the flexor.
Left and right ventricle.
Yes, good. Okay, Samantha, all right. Which muscle is of the primary interest of a salon professional when they're performing a scalp massage? Is it the cardiac, the epicranium, the origin, or the corrugator? So which one would be?
The epicranium.
Yeah, good. Because it wouldn't be the heart, we're not massaging the heart, right? And the origin's part of the muscle, and the corrugator is between the eyebrows. We got one left. Remember to start eliminating two of them right off the bat. Okay, Susanna, you want to try one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. The body system that controls circulation of blood and lymph through the body is known as lymphovascular, endocrine, muscular, or circulatory.
Circulatory.
Good. Okay, Victoria D, you want to try one? Are you still in here?
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
here.
are. Okay.
Goes,
All right.
easy, though.
Okay, what's another name for red blood cells? You have plasma, leukocytes, hemoglobin, or erythrocytes.
I want to say plasma.
So this is going to be their erythrocytes. You know, I'm going to tell you how I remember this one. This sounds really corny, but do you know who Lenny or Annie Lennox is? You do? Okay, so she always had red hair, so I kept thinking of erythrocytes. I would remember red blood cells from that. I know it sounds kind of corny, but that's how I remembered it. Just, I don't know how I got to that conclusion, but that's how I got it. It's just a corny thing. Just remember what I said. You'll remember that one. Okay. Let's see. Adriana, I already had it asked for. Okay, I'm going to go to Athena. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Which scalp muscle extends from the forehead to the top of the skull? Okay, here, and raises the eyebrows. Is it the belly, striated, frontalis, or epicranium?
I think it's either the frontalis or the
That's it. That's it. Because the
Oh, okay,
frontal bone's
awesome.
right here, remember?
Yeah.
That's why you remember that, is right there. Okay, good. All right. Let's see who else is on here. Going back and forth. I don't have many people here. Go back to this one. I'm going back to the other screen. All right, Max, this one's for you. Okay. You there?
Here, yeah, sorry.
Okay. The occipital muscle is located at the nape of the neck and draws the scalp to the right, to the left, back, or forward.
Backwards.
Yep, that's right. Good. Okay, let's see who else is in here. Jasmine, want to try this one? The muscle of the heart is called non-striated, voluntary, striated, or cardiac.
Ooh, I'm just gonna go with cardiac.
That's it. Good. Good guess. Okay. Who else hasn't had a chance here? Did I call on you, Samantha, yet? Yeah, I did. She's like, you already told me. All right, let me see. Venetia, you want to try another one? I'm like going from the screen up here. Okay. Which blood cells are responsible for clotting the blood? Okay. Leukocytes, thrombocytes, erythrocytes, or plasma?
Plasma?
No, okay, this one's gonna be thrombocytes. Here's a way to remember that one too. If you if you cut an artery or something, it's throbbing to come out, right? So in order to clot, we're gonna use the thrombocytes to stop it from bleeding. Okay, that was an easy way to remember that one, okay? Because that's the one that clots, all right? And if you don't have that, you end up being a hemophiliac, which is somebody that could die from bleeding to death. Don't want that. All right. Shakur, you want to try one? You want to try a question? You got to hit your mic.
I'm in the middle of driving. I'm trying to pay attention to the road.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we're going back to the beginning here. Susanna, have you had a chance? You want to
Yeah,
take
but-
one? You get another one, okay? Okay, the sticky, salty fluid that circulates through the blood, bringing nourishment and oxygen to the body, is known as nutrients, blood, plasma, or platelets.
Blood.
Yep. Are you thinking these test questions are hard? They're not hard, are they? Maybe a couple of them, huh? Maybe a couple. All right. Anthony, you get the next one, okay? These types of vessels take nutrients and oxygen from the arteries to the cells. Capillaries, veins, varicose veins, or ventricles. They're the little ones.
Yeah, they're the veins, right?
No, actually the capillaries, they're the tiniest ones. And that's what the answer is. This one, they're types of vessels that take nutrients and oxygens to the arteries into the other cells. Okay, so arteries are the largest ones in there, right? And then the veins are a little bit smaller, and then the capillaries are the smallest. Those are the little red ones that you might see on somebody's face. They break it when they're either rubbing too hard or exfoliating too rough on their skin. And they usually have to go back in there and with a saline and flush it out. Okay, but that's what those are, okay? But it's good. I think that one might be a hard one and one other one, and that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one open, okay? See if someone wants to grab this one, okay? Which of the following is true about arteries, okay? They contain cup-like valves to prevent backflow. They have thicker walls than veins. They carry oxygen-poor blood, or they are thin, small vessels.
Which one is?
Thicker than
They're
veins.
thicker veins.
They're thicker, good. They're thicker than veins. Yes, that's the answer. Good. Okay, how about this one? The non-moving portion of the muscle that's attached to bones or other fixed muscles. You have the cardiac, the insertion, the belly, or the origin.
The origin?
Yep. Okay, you know what they actually do? They kind of mess with your head. At the very beginning of the sentence or the question, it says the non-moving portion of the muscle. Okay, and then the stuff that they said afterwards had nothing to really to do with it, just to confuse you where it's located. But a lot of the questions do that. The very first part of the question is actually right there in that little part, and then they'll add something to the end, because listen to the end of it. It says the non-moving portion of the muscle attached to bones and other fixed muscles. Okay, that part didn't help you answer the question, did it? It was just that first part that said the non-moving portion of the muscle, right? So sometimes you have to look for that part of it. I know it sounds crazy when I tell you this, but there's a way to write tests, and I didn't know that for the longest time, and I'm like, I can't write that question. They're like, no, because that doesn't make sense. So they actually twist them around just like that. And if you were actually taking a test, a physical test like this, if you've ever taken them, you notice that sometimes the questions up here, the answers are down here in another question. right? But because you're going to be taking this on a computer like the DMV, you're not going to be able to flash back and forth like, oh, that question was like, oh, way over here on this page. Do you know what I'm saying? So when you're going to board, you're going to have to click on there to like highlight it so you can go back and answer those questions. But a lot of times those answers, they just reword it, okay, as another question. So just wait, and look at questions sometimes, just like that. Okay, all right, here's another one. What muscle is located between the eyebrows, controls the eyebrows, drawing them in and downward? You have lymph vascular, endocrine, procerus, or corrugator.
Corrugator.
Yeah, corrugator is the one right there, because that's the one we use when we're doing eyebrows. Okay. We're going through almost all of them. Okay. The occipitalis muscle, we did that one too. Okay, what blood cells are responsible for clotting the blood? I'm going to ask you to try and remember them. Which one clots? Leukocytes, thrombocytes, erythrocytes, or plasma?
The thrombocytes.
Yeah, thrombocytes. Okay, I'm just going to go over them a couple of times here so that you guys are prepared for it, okay? All right. What does hemoglobin do? That's one we haven't taken yet, okay? What does hemoglobin do? Does it react with oxygen to create red blood cells? Does it repel oxygen, or does it attract oxygen? Or does it change oxygen into carbon dioxide?
Does it attract oxygen?
It attracts oxygen, correct. Okay, good. All right. Okay, we're gonna go back to the beginning. The two subsystems of the circulatory system are the lymph vascular system and cardiac, lymph, cardiovascular, or pericardium system, because they're all system at the end.
Cardiovascular.
Cardiovascular, good, okay. What part of the muscle applies to the midsection of the muscle between the two attached sections?
The belly.
The belly, okay. The entire process of blood traveling from the heart through the body and back to the heart is known as
General circulation.
general circulation. Okay. The muscle of the heart is called? Anyone?
The carotid.
Your cardiac muscle, yeah, it's your cardiac muscle. Okay, which scalp muscle extends from the forehead to the top of the skull and raises the eyebrows? The belly, striated, epicranium, or frontalis?
The
Frontalis.
Frontalis.
Okay, good. All right. Which blood cells are responsible? Oh, I did that one. These types of vessels take nutrients and oxygen from the arteries to the cells. Okay. Is it ventricles, varicose veins, or capillaries?
Capillaries.
Vein.
Okay. The sticky, salty fluid that circulates through the body, bringing nourishment and oxygen to the body, is known as
Blood.
blood. Okay. And let's go back to that first page. These are easy. I think there's only 20 there, right?
That's
Yep,
what you said
just 20.
last week.
Huh?
I said that's
What'd you say?
I said that's what you told us last week.
You know what? You guys all kind of got most of these answers if you think about it. There might have been 3 in there you might have to question. Okay,
These
but if you,
ones, they were different than the last week ones.
yeah, because, well, yeah, no, because it covered 2 of them, the circulatory and a couple of them from muscles, because we didn't do any in muscles, so I threw a couple of muscle ones in there.
That's
So it's a
why.
little bit of both. I just didn't want you to have to, what?
I was like, I don't remember some of these.
Yeah, this was just talking about the heart, okay, the blood and the atriums and the ventricles, that kind of stuff. It's not anything that might be put on there. I think the only question you might have on there is cardiac, okay, what is the cardiac muscle, which is the heart, or what is general circulation? Okay, and that's about the only 2 ones about anatomy and circulatory, if they're going to ask it, but mainly they ask about the bones. Okay, and you guys got that part down. All right, let's just finish up one more time with these right here on the front page, and then I will let you go. All right, What is the function of the white blood cells?
I don't, Victoria.
Fight bacteria.
By bacteria, yeah, okay. The upper chambers of the heart are called, anybody remember?
Atriums.
Atriums, okay. Which muscle is the primary interest to the salon professional when you're performing a scalp massage?
Epicranium.
Epicranium, yeah, okay. The lower chambers of the heart are called
Ventricles.
ventricles, okay. The body system that controls the circulation of blood.
Circulatory.
Circulatory, good, okay. The muscle between the eyebrows.
Front.
Frontalis.
This one's the corrugator, the one that's between the eyebrows, and it controls the eyebrows. The other one, I think that you might have thought that was frontalis was, hold on. The frontalis one, what scalp massage? Okay, it says what scalp muscle, sorry, extends from the forehead to the top of the skull, okay? All right, one more. What's another name for red blood cells? Erythrocytes. Yeah. Okay, are you guys gonna be okay with this test? Do you want me to go through them one more time and you guys give me the answers? What, Sam? No? She's like, no, I don't want to say nothing.
I just didn't
All
say
right.
anything.
Do you want to go through it one more time, or are you ready to go?
I mean, we have 15 minutes, we might as
I
well.
know. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start it right from the very beginning, okay? What's the scalp muscle that extends from the forehead to the top of the skull?
The frontalis.
All right. What's the muscle of the heart called?
Cardiac.
Cardiac, okay. Which of the following is true about an artery? Okay. They contain cup-like valves to prevent backflow. They have thicker walls than veins. They carry oxygen for blood. Did you have an answer already?
Thicker
Walls than veins.
Yep. Okay, the non-moving portion of the muscle attached to bones or other fixed muscles is known as?
The origin.
Yep, okay. The occipitalis muscle is located at the nape of the neck and draws the scalp
Down or backwards.
back. Yeah, there you go. You're right. Okay, which blood cells are responsible for clotting the blood?
Clotting the blood.
Thrombo. Something.
Thrombocytes. Throbbing, because when it's pumping out blood, it's like this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. What does hemoglobin do?
Attracts oxygen.
Yep, it attracts oxygen. Okay, what's the salty, sticky fluid that circulates through our body?
Blood.
Okay, all right. The entire process of the blood traveling from the heart and through the body is known as?
General circulation.
Yeah, general circulation. Okay, what part of the muscle applies to the midsection of the muscle?
Belly.
The belly. Okay, and the two subsections of the circulatory system are the lymphavascular system and what else?
Cardio.
Cardiovascular. Good. You guys see, those are short test questions, okay? Because you basically went through them. Oh, all right. I'm covering the front page and then we're gonna go, okay? The upper chambers of the heart are called?
Atriums.
Atriums.
And the lower chambers of the heart are called?
Ventricles.
The primary muscle for performing scalp massage? I just twisted that question around, but it's the same one. What's the muscle that's the primary interest of the salon professional?
Epicranium.
Yeah, I was waiting for you, Samantha. Yeah, epicranium. Okay, the system that controls circulation of the body, or of the blood, excuse me.
Circulatory system.
The muscle that's located between the eyebrows.
The corrugator.
Corrugator.
Okay. And what is the function of the white blood cells?
Fight bacteria.
Bacteria.
Yeah.
There you go, you guys. You got it. Okay, you better do good tomorrow, all of you, because I've been checking up on you. You guys have been doing very well, okay? All right, after I get these grades, I'll tell you what your actual grade is, because remember, there was 3 of them, and we took the 3 scores and then divided by 3. That will be what your score is going to be, okay?
So we have one more test, right?
No, we did 3 already. This is the 3rd one.
No.
We did
No.
bones.
We
Yeah.
were supposed to have one last week. That was supposed
Oh.
to be the second one.
And she didn't give it to you, huh?
No, that's why I said this one's different. because I don't
Okay,
remember these
so-
questions.
Okay, which one was that one? That was a different one. I'll go and get that one right now if you want to stay on here.
That one was,
It wasn't
It
the
was-
bones one, it was the second one.
no, it was expand and contracts to the respiratory system, diaphragm, function
okay.
of,
Oh, yeah.
It's the 4 systems, the 4 systems. All right, give me a minute. I'll go pick it up off the desk and then I'll come right back, okay? And then I'll go through that one with you, all right?
so
okay.
we'll have 40 question tomorrow.
She should give it to you unless you want to wait another week to take it. I don't think so. Can you take both of
No,
them?
we just want to do it because it's fresh right
Okay.
now. So we might as
Do you
well
want me to
just do-
review it though? Okay, if you stay on a little longer, I'll give you longer than 2 hours today, okay? All
Yeah,
right. Okay, let me go get it out of the box in the office.
We knew it.
yeah, I was sure about it. There's something wrong because we had only one test.
Well, yeah, because she went over these questions. I was like, these are not the ones we went over. These are not the ones we went over.
Exactly, because I had my question written down. So.
Does anyone know what we do for the Quizlet? Like it says share with one classmate.
Yes.
Yeah, you just save it and share it to someone.
Like on Pivot Point?
No.
No, I mean,
You gotta have our numbers. You gotta have somebody's number to be able to share it.
yeah.
Okay, anyone need to share?
You can share it with me if you want.
You can share with me if you want. I'll send you my number.
I need to get that done too.
If you stay on, like you guys could have left if you wanted to, but otherwise you can stay on and get another half hour. How's that? Okay?
You can even create, I think, a group. We can create a group on the Quizlet and then share to each other. Because
Okay.
it says you can add or something. Let me check.
All right.
I have a question about this test. I'm not going to be able to take it, right?
When did you start this week? Probably not.
Yesterday.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna take it. Yeah, we're gonna make you take the whole chapter.
Okay, sounds good. Then I'm free to go, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
You guys ready to go through
Okay,
these?
if I go because I have somewhere to
Let's
be.
see what you remember, right? Oh crap. Sorry. Where'd you go? What happened? Okay. Hello. There you are.
Yeah, we're here.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, because I can't see you, so
Oh.
I know, huh? It sucks. Okay, I'll go over these with you. Which organ converts and neutralizes ammonia from the circulatory system to the urea?
Liver.
Ooh, good girl. Okay. The system that breaks down food to either be easily absorbed by the cells or to become waste products is known as?
Just
Good. Okay, the intake of oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide in the body are functions of what system?
Cardiovascular.
Excretory.
It's actually respiratory, the breathing one.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, the part of the brain that controls and coordinates muscle movements. Anybody remember that one?
Motor.
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum, yes. Okay, which nerve carries messages from the brain to the muscle?
That
Is
was
it motor, sensory, reflex, or trifacial?
motor.
Okay. Excuse me, the long and short the long and short thread-like fibers that differentiate nerve cells from other cells are known as axons, neurons, dendrites. What was that?
Accents.
Axons, good. Okay. Let's see, you guys already knew these things, huh? You've been studying. All right, which structure of the nerve cell receives the messages sent by the nerve terminals? Okay.
Oh, that's the dendrites.
Yes. Okay, what controls all three subsections of the nervous system?
Oh, 3 sections. The brain.
The brain, yeah. Okay. What's the function of the excretory system?
It gets rid of waste.
Yep, it eliminates the solids, liquids, and gas. Yes. Okay. Hair growth, skin conditions, and energy levels are controlled by this system. Okay, you have
Endocrine.
endocrine. Good. Okay, neurology is the study of
Nerves.
nerves. There you go. Okay, which system regulates and controls the growth and reproduction and health of the body? This is the same one.
The endocrine, right?
Endocrine. Okay. Let's see. The seventh cranial nerve, okay, is also known as facial nerve, trifacial nerve, sensory nerve, or fifth cranial nerve.
Facial nerve.
Good. Okay, which organ of the respiratory system expands and contracts automatically to force air into and out of the lungs?
Diaphragm.
Diaphragm, good. All right, the peripheral nervous system is composed of the pons, the brain, the medulla oblongata, or sensory and motor nerves.
Brain.
Motor nerve.
This one's the sensory and motor nerves. The peripheral part is the sensory and motor nerves. This like your 5 senses and stuff. Okay, that's the only one you guys had trouble with. Okay, the mixed nerve that's responsible for transmitting facial sensations to the brain and is the largest of the cranial nerves. Is it the facial? Oh, yes, good. Trifacial. Okay, which nervous system is responsible for all involuntary body functions?
Oh, involuntary. Shoot.
Okay, you want options?
Yes.
Okay, central, peripheral, trifacial, or autonomic?
Autonomic.
Autonomic.
Good. Okay, what gets released by the salivary glands to help break down food?
Enzyme.
Yes. Okay, last question. The brain, spinal cord, and the cranial nerves all compose which nervous system? Is it central, peripheral, autonomic, or lip vascular?
Central.
Central. Good. Okay, I can't even see what time it is. I have no screen whatsoever. You guys have been hearing me and I don't even know how. Okay. I'm actually going to let you guys go and you're getting until 2:30 today, okay? Okay. All righty. I will see you guys tomorrow if you show up here.
Miss Janie, did you get me on the attendance?
Who am I speaking with?
Abby?
Abby, yes, I did, hon.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All righty. I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah?
When will this be put up on YouTube so in case I want to like review later tonight?
It'll probably be up later today, maybe about 4:30. I don't
Okay,
know how long it
thank
takes
you.
to get up on that. Yeah, it usually about 4:30, a couple hours at least. Because it goes to the
Okay.
cloud and then I don't know how long it takes to get to the cloud.
Okay,
I know,
thank
huh?
you.
All right, hon. Sorry, I couldn't help you any better than that.
No, you're
All
good.
right. Okay, you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. Oh. Come back here. There we go.